Welcome to Squadron ScaleWorkshop. My name is Brett Green. I didn't get to the Shizuoka hobby show last month, but a few days ago a small piece of Shizuoka landed on my doorstep, and they were the unique sprues, decals and draft instructions to Tamiya's forthcoming 1/32 scale F4U-1D Corsair. Let's start out by taking a look in the box, see what we have. You'll notice that it's not an actual kit box, it's just a generic white Tamiya box, which is typically what sprue shops turn up in. Tamiya have sent only the new sprues from the F4U-1D kit, and there are a surprising number of them really. Although the F4U-1A and F4U-1D look superficially similar, and in fact in some wartime photos it's hard to tell which is which, they are certainly significantly different compared to the birdcage Corsair that came before it. So what is brand new in the F4U-1D? Well, first of all, we have a photocopied instruction sheet. This is likely to change before the kit is actually released, but it's going to be enough for me to work on. We have some bubble wrap, nothing but the finest quality Tamiya bubble wrap in there, as well as the colour photocopy of the marking guide for two very attractive options in gloss sea blue. That's the first one, and there's the second one. Next up in the box is the decal sheet. Often when Tamiya send test shots, the decals aren't ready yet. The artwork is done, but the decal sheets haven't been printed. And sometimes what we receive is a decal sheet with the markings printed on, but with carrier film over the entire sheet. That's not the case here. This looks like the production decal sheet with all of the markings already on there, and each individual marking surrounded by carrier film. We have nice bright whites, we have nice deep yellows, and I have no reason to expect that these won't perform perfectly. There's a second decal sheet as well, with stencils, with walkway markings, and also with the now familiar reverse printed instrument dials. Now you'll notice when we get a closer look at this that the dials on the instrument decal are black, and that's because the dial detail in white and colour is actually printed on the back of the decal facing the backing sheet, so that when the decal is applied to the back of the clear part, that it appears through the front in the instrument lens. So hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully it will make more sense when I actually build the model. We also have the now familiar Tamiya masks for their 32nd scale kits. These are self-adhesive. You just need to cut them out with a scalpel or a small pair of scissors. No great chore there. Certainly easier than working out where the masks should go by yourself. We're now onto the sprues, and the first new sprue that I see in this box are the lower outer wing panels, and also the new flaps, which include, you will see, the cutout in the inboard, the inner outer panel flap, if that makes any sense. We also have some detail parts for the cockpit. We have a new hub for our propeller blade, and we have some mounts for inboard ordnance on the inner wing half. Speaking of the inner wing section, here is the new lower centre wing section that's moulded with the lower mid fuselage as well. So this acts as the base for the very stout spar that comes in the kit. And the new part will be able to accommodate the new ordnance and mounts and plumbing that apply to the F4U-1D. Here we have the outer wing panels for the upper wing, and also the inner upper wing panels. We also have the standard US Navy wingtips. We don't have the clipped tips for an FAA machine at this stage, but it's not particularly difficult to modify if you want to build a Corsair 3 or 4, 2 or 4, I beg your pardon, Corsair 2 or 4. It would be the same sort of modification that I made to my FAA Corsair Mark 1 in Marcus Nichols' Corsair book from a few years ago. We also have a new fuselage sprue, surprisingly. Tamiya really hasn't cut any corners at all. Even with the minor differences, they have managed to cover them all. So we have a new fuselage sprue here. We'll take a closer look at that shortly. And as far as the grey sprues are concerned, we finish off with two identical ordnance sprues, which include the large drop tanks, the revised propellers, and also bombs and rockets. So there's ordnance aplenty in this kit. It's very impressive. Finally, in the box, I'll just open this bag for the first time. It's very exciting, isn't it? It's like Christmas. We have the clear sprue. Mightn't be able to see it very well from here, but basically it's the typical clear vision canopy that was on most F4U-1D Corsairs. I say most because some of them appear to have the single reinforcing frame on each side as well. So check your references carefully. You might have to mask and spray or add a frame depending on what subject you've chosen. Neither of the two subjects on the decal sheet need the modified canopy, so you can use it straight from the box. We have the instrument panel, the armoured windscreen, the various lights and bits and pieces that you would expect on a clear sprue here as well. This one won't be sitting in its box for long. I'll be starting it without too much delay. In fact, we'll be doing a whole new volume in the Doolittle Publishing Tamiya How to Build series on the 32nd scale F4U-1A, as well as this brand new F4U-1D. Marcus has already done an excellent title on the birdcage, but there are significant enough differences between the aircraft types and the models themselves to justify a new book rather than just an updated version. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing the full kit, but judging by what I've seen on the Sprues so far, this is another winner from Tamiya in their amazing 32nd scale series. That's all we have for you today in Squadron Scale Workshop. From Brett Green, it's bye for now.